Hello and welcome to Generation Y. Who are they and what makes them so special? My name is Karina Albers and I'm a Generation Y expert. Generation Y is a demographic cohort and includes everybody born between 1980 and 2000. They are called also the millennials, digital natives. You might have also heard the Generation Me, the next generation, or even the net generation. In 1993, Generation Y was first mentioned in an advertising magazine called Ad Age, describing the young people of the day. In 2000, Neil Howie and William Strauss published a book called Millennials Rising, which gave the generation the name the Millennials. And this is probably a name that the young people can live with best, because they don't really like to be put into a box or put into a generation. Sort of, they are individuals really, they don't want to be like everybody else. And in 2001, Mark Prensky coined the term digital native when he described a new kind of student he noticed that enrolled into universities. You think, oh well, there's so much fuss about this generation. Why is that? Are they really that different? And I have to say, yes, they are. And that's three significant differences, in my opinion, to the previous generations, i.e. the Generation X, the baby boomers, and the veterans. One of the differences is the modern parenting. The next one is the rapid evolution of modern technology and the internet. And the third one is the globalization. At home, children are equal members of the families, and they really are nowadays at the same level as their parents. That means parents are often described as their friends and their mentors rather than authorities. Traditional hierarchies in families don't exist as such anymore, and that is why the young people have not learned how to behave in such environments. When they then enter the workforce and enter your company, they really take longer to integrate into your structures of your company due to that fact. So be patient with them. They really have not experienced anything like this before. At home, children are expected to voice their opinion. Parents almost demand it. They certainly encourage it. And they also want the children to contribute to major or important family decisions. They also want to help them decide where to go on holiday, even just questions like what to eat or what TV should we buy, or should we rather buy a home cinema. All these things make Generation Y think my opinion is important and I'm expected to voice it. When they then come into the workforce, all we expect them to do is to listen and learn and not to voice their opinion. And I'm afraid to say their input is not welcomed or sometimes even unwanted, which is rather a shame. Because Generation Y is the first generation that has got skills that they can teach the older generations. I mean, how often, if you think about it, have you seen or even have you asked the younger people, how do I do this with my smartphone or with my iPad? Or what do I do on Facebook? How do I find this in the internet? Or how do I do that? It doesn't mean that we not necessarily know how to do it. However, Generation Y has got so much more practice and has got a different approach to these things. And I think that's one of their great strengths, because when they then come into your companies, they question all the processes and the structures. You might find that's quite exhausting. However, I think it's actually a great opportunity to make sure that your company moves into the 21st century. Generation Y is extremely eager to share their skills and their ideas, and I think that's a wonderful thing. And I certainly really enjoy learning from them as much as they enjoy learning from us, because they are very, very keen to learn and acquire new skills. They never stop learning because they really enjoy it so much. I think they are highly motivated, 24 hours, 7 days a week, and I love working with them. I've led a number of larger teams with a lot of young people in it, and the results were quite spectacular, what we achieved once you actually focus on involving Generation Y in processes, in the projects, in decision making, teams, etc. It doesn't mean that you are not the one that ultimately makes the decision. Of course you do. and they respect that as well. But having them involved in the process really makes them work terribly hard, and I think that is absolutely fantastic. So use that and enjoy it. The other thing is globalization is the third point I have not mentioned yet, and the globalization is sort of partly to blame for young people expecting everything at once and immediately, and because they never had to wait for anything, they never had to save for anything, and they always got the latest equipment at home, and they expect the same thing of you to provide them with a decently equipped desk, for example, computer, laptop, etc. Of course, this is very difficult, and Generation Y often can't quite understand why we can't provide them immediately with these things. But we literally just have to explain why this is, and then they actually do understand. I hope I have made you understand the Generation Y a little bit more, and I also hope that perhaps some of my enthusiasm has caught on to you and you are more curious about the generation now. In my next video, I will talk about how to motivate Generation Y and how to utilize their strength for your companies. I hope you switch on again. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.